F.C. We are going to Budapest. This is Real Arsenal Talk. I'm Larry. Stevie, how are you doing, my friend? How are you doing? Overland, are you going there? Are you going there over land or sea? Or we're not going to bother this time, right? Forget it. It's fine. It's fine. How are you doing, my friend?
Well, mate, I've just been talking about this to a colleague of mine, and he asked me if I'm going, and I said we're going to discuss it tonight. And by hook or by crook, by Bergkamp or however way we get there, I think we should do it, mate.
Look, I mean, there was about just over 16,500 tickets allocated to us, which is nice. You know, it seems like a lot, but then when you actually consider how many offers there are when we're selling out 60,000 seater stadiums, I'm pretty positive those tickets are not going to be available. There would have been, like, first thing if we were in the queue or whatever, but honestly, there's absolutely zero chance of finding a ticket like that now. You probably have to go to, like, Budapest and maybe see if you can find one from a person there, like, you know, just from the box
of the ground,
yeah, or something like that, you know, because maybe the rules are a bit more lax there. I don't know how it works, but yeah, it would be lovely, wouldn't it? It would be just brilliant, but I don't know, maybe it could have been something we could have planned earlier, but we just didn't have
the guy that planned it at the start of the season.
Yeah, well, you know, that paid off in the end, I guess. And I'm pretty sure the money that he paid for the hotel in Budapest, that, you know, sort of that far ahead, I think it would have been pretty cheap and, you know, negligible even if we didn't make it. So, you know, I don't think he would have lost out, to be honest, you know.
No.
It's like 50 quid hotel or something like that. So he's the winner, obviously, now. He's the real winner because he got everything on the cheap. Everyone going now, if me and you were to look into it, it's just overinflated, man. It is. Yeah. Honestly, it's diabolical. It really is diabolical.
Have a quick look or not? Maybe, do you know how much it is?
What, the hotels and stuff, or the flights?
Everything?
So I don't know about flights, but, like, I mean, in terms of hotel, are we going to do this literally on the podcast?
No, you just crack on and I'll...
Okay, you do that. You do some Skyscanner in with flights and hotel, by the way. Flights and hotel. 30th of May. So go for, like, the 29th till the 2nd. Whatever it is. But yeah, so everyone, thank you so much for being here. And obviously, we are discussing the fact that Arsenal have made it to the final of the Champions League for the second time in the club's history and first time in 20 years. And that's pretty much, you know, on the dot, really, isn't it? I don't think it's going to be on the day, but it's 20 years. So this could be serendipitous. How much are you showing me? You're flashing at me. How much are you looking? That's not too bad. That's flights and hotel.
That is a 2-night.
Sorry,
it's room only. It's room only.
What do you mean room only? What else are you gonna get?
Hang on, no. Carry on.
No, I was going to say, of course, room only. Like, sure, that's all we want, man. Is there no bed? Is that what you mean? This is just a room, but there's no bed? What? I'll bring a sleeping bag. Do you know what? I don't care. If they made it cheaper, I don't care. I'll bring my own sleeping bag. I don't give a shit. It's only going to be for one night and then fly back in it. So
I'll put 2 nights here in case we like sort of fancy each other.
In Budapest, I'll be honest, I've been to Budapest twice. I love the city. Both times I've been, it's been during the winter, and it was bitterly cold.
Unbitter.
Yeah, unbitter, yes. We are not German, please. Oh, were you asking for one bitter as in, like, the drink? I'll have a bitter, please. But yeah, obviously
where's this podcast going?
Yeah, I'm sure there is. I'm sure people are listening and enjoying this. But as you can tell, that, you know, jubilance runs through us one more time. we are very happy, obviously. But yeah, so Stevie, you know, at home against Atleti, I don't want to spend too much on this. I'll be honest. Like, I want to make this a bit of a short pod because, you know, it's happened now. The semi-finals already happened. Let's look. Obviously, we're going to look forward to the final. But obviously, you know, I've got a couple of questions, especially you know, on the back of watching the Bayern PSG match as well. So,
yeah.
Did you watch that, by the way? Just FYI.
I did. Yes.
Yeah. Good.
I did.
Good. Yeah. But in terms of our match against Atleti, I think I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna repeat what I said before, where I just didn't think they had much against us, to be honest. They didn't provide any sort of threat. That's the way I looked at it anyway. There was maybe a few moments, but I don't think there was any genuine threat from Atletico against us. So I think it was just another controlled performance, in all fairness. Again, first half very, very good, but I'm happy. Right? I don't really care much about the match. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just at this point, it's like I'm more impressed that we've gone over a team like Atletico, and a manager like Diego Simeone, who we obviously know from recent past. What was it, 4-1 against Atletico in the Europa League?
4-0.
Was it 4-0? Shit, that was terrible. But yeah, so it was a bit of a payback.
No, we beat them 4-0, didn't we?
No, I'm saying like in the Europa League, wasn't it?
Oh, sorry.
When they beat us, I think it was semi-finals, was it? Europa League 2017, right. 2018, whatever it was. So, yeah, I'm just saying, like, against a manager like that, I'm just happy that the team mentality has seemed to have sort of gelled together, hasn't it? Like, it seemed to have gotten stronger. Whatever that is, maybe it is the return of Saka, for argument's sake. But what did you think? Like, sort of, as an overview, what did you think of the match?
I think just my overall opinion, not necessarily about the match itself, but I think if you remember the pod that we did prior to the game, and you asked me for a prediction, and I couldn't give a score, but I just said we're going to do it. And obviously, listen to Declan Rice at the end of the game. I think he kind of confirmed what I was thinking. Throughout the whole team, he just said he just felt like they were going to win. He felt it, and he said we all felt it. And that's how, personally, I felt that I just had a feeling that we were going to do it, regardless of whether it was going to be a tricky, 5-4 or, it was a cagey 1-0, which in the end it happened to be like that. But we did have our chances to extend it. But I thought, overall, like you say, team performance, we've kind of gelled at the right time. I think the fear has evaporated, not completely, but I think that has been hanging over us. And I think when I said to you before, obviously with the Man City result, I think that kind of lifted a lot of fear from us, and I think we are now playing at a bit more of a relaxed sort of performance, which was what prior to Christmas we were doing. So yeah, like you say, we're not really going to go over the performance of individuals. If we can obviously talk about a couple of them, but we're just I'm glad we're there. We've made it.
Yeah,
it's a step in the right direction. And I'll talk negative towards the end of it with my thoughts. But yeah, at this moment in time, fucking hell, mate.
No, I'm with you. I want to enjoy this, and I want to revel in it a little bit more, a little bit longer, to be honest, until the final. Because at the end of the day, like you said, we don't do this very often. It is an achievement for the club. It's an achievement for the manager. It's an achievement for the players. For the younger players, like for example, like Saka. He's been through all of it with us over the last 5 years, 6 years. And so it's nice to see, and it's also a sort of a bit more of a praise on Arteta and the club for bringing in the players that they brought in, like the Ezes, the Gyökeres, for example. Because now is the time when you kind of start, you begin to take stock of what we've actually done this season. At the end of we were top for 90 plus days or whatever it was, 100 and some days, whatever it was, at the top of the league.
The Champions League.
No, but Champions League. So yeah, that for one. But I'm saying even the Premier League.
Premier League's 240 days or something.
So I'm saying that it's a long time that we've been at the top. So now, like I said, now is time to take a bit of stock of what we've actually done, rather than.
I said that I think a couple of pods ago. Then I said, I think we were both guilty of slagging the team and I said, look where we are, and I think you might have mentioned it. It's not good enough or whatever, and I said, look where we are. Look what we've done. Look what we've achieved this season. We're top of the league. Yeah, the football hasn't been great. Hasn't, and I'm the first person. I love attractive football, but look what we've achieved this season, where we are, what we've done. We're top of the league in the Champions League final, and nothing's won yet, though. That's the caveat to it. Look,
obviously,
nothing's won.
Let's not get carried away. But what I'm saying, it's yes, the team has achieved everything, and I think when I said that, it was definitely through the period of where we were just losing and not performing very well, and And the thing is, that's like, you know, a 1-0 with a great performance. I don't mind that. No one minds that. But when the performance isn't there, it just doesn't really give you much hope. It's like, yeah, okay, you've done well up until now, but it feels like the other seasons, you know, up until now. But then you know, we stumble. So yeah, of course, nothing's been won yet. So there is obviously a few more matches to go in the Premier League. There's, you know, the Champions League final now as well. So, but against a team like Atletico, and against those players who are very, very, you know, sort of rough and physical players, and they obviously they always want to, like, you know, surround the ref. It's good to see that we prevailed against that. You know, it wasn't. They weren't, like, you know what I mean. They didn't influence the match the way that they wanted to influence the match, because I just don't think we let them do that. I think that obviously they came with a game plan, trying to pressure us. But then I think there was a couple of moments where we sort of broke through that press with, you know, playing out from the back, and some very lovely passing, by the way, coming out of pressure. Like, whether it's Ben White, whether it was Saliba, whether it was Declan Rice dropping in there, even Lewis Skelly, he was brilliant. I thought he was brilliant. Not as good as he was in the Everton match, but again, in this moment, in that scenario, in the Champions League semi-final, second leg, to be introduced as a midfielder, you know, for a player who that was his second appearance as a midfielder. It just, you know, it's really lifted the mood in the team, I feel, because It doesn't seem like we're, you know, just Rice and Zubimendi playing. They're both tired. Oh my God, you know, the whole team's down. There is another player that's dropped in there now. And again, sorry, my point being that we broke through a team like that, and I think ever since those moments that happened when we broke through them, they sort of dropped back. And that was all she wrote really throughout the whole match. You know, a couple of instances obviously where they tried to break out, but our defensively we've been excellent. You know, touch wood, I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, gelling together at the correct time. And yeah, I'm really, really happy to see the back of Atletico. I don't really want to face them again, to be honest. Fuck those guys.
I think I mentioned
Whining
it
bitches.
when we drew Atletico, and I think I said to you, I think if you remember, we were on about when City played them, they kicked them off the park, and I actually felt sorry for City back then, and I had a feeling it wasn't as bad this time, but their antics, they're dark, they're the kings of the dark arts, aren't they? And they were trying every trick in the book, and they were horrible, really, weren't they? Horrible team to play against.
Yeah. Terrible.
They're a reflection of the manager, in all honesty, and he's fucking horrible, isn't he?
Yeah, I agree. I do not care for Simeone one way or the other, to be honest. That's how much I do not, you know what I mean? Indifferent I am towards him. But yeah, so obviously, look, you know, the atmosphere as well, that helped the team. I think the fans were just fantastic. The first message that you sent to me in the group, well, to us in the group, was, you know, about the atmosphere and the noise was just
fantastic.
Brilliant. I'm pretty sure I could have heard it from here, to be honest. You know, because I'm not that far away.
You probably could have, yeah.
Probably. I'm pretty sure the sky lit up with those fireworks. You know what I mean? So Periscope, fucking all the way up. No, but yeah, no. So the fans. I mean, that tifo was wow.
Amazing.
I mean, when was that even a saying that we had in the club, by the way? You know what I mean? Where did that come from? It blew my mind. It felt so Pirates of the Caribbean, and I loved it. I actually loved it. I really did. It was brilliant. But I don't know. I mean, was there any backstory to it, or was it just something that the fans...
I didn't say anything, no. Didn't say anything.
It's just something that the fans made for that match. That was brilliant, by the way. The tifos... Yes, good job. Keep them coming for those important matches, by the way. So yeah, everything sort of came together. I know, obviously, it was 1-0, and it was a good goal. Like, as in terms of as a team play, Saka finds himself obviously in at the right moment, right time. Right place
at the right time.
Fucking hell, that's so much. Jesus Christ. Do you want to speak, by the way? Can you speak? Because I'm just going to drink some water. What's going on over here? What's going on? I wish I could. Not on air, though. Anyways, please. No, Saka's goal, Trossard involved. Obviously, Gyökeres was in there as well. Talk to me. Tell me some stuff.
I like that. I like the goal. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Saka, Johnny on the spot, as I sort of referred to it on the WhatsApp group. Yeah, I think it was kind of a momentum building inevitability. I could sense it. I don't know about yourself. It was building up. We were pressure, and perfect time to score, obviously just before our time, half time. But yeah, I think Trossard had a decent part in obviously the goal. All Black made a great save. Gyökeres obviously had a couple of players that he was obviously taken away from the likes of Saka and other players, and that's what Gyökeres is there for, is to cause chaos really, and he has been. And I thought it was Gyökeres' best game by far. Totally came of age in that game.
And the funny thing is, Stevie, the funny thing is that you actually said that last match as well.
What's that?
Last match Gyökeres played.
Gyökeres' best game.
Yeah, best game. And now you've said that this is his best game. So I love it. I love that, by the way, because
yeah.
And I will agree with you, because he had another brilliant game. It's exactly what he wanted to do, what we wanted him to do. And again, the strength that he has to pull defenders away.
He relished it, didn't he?
Yeah,
relished
brilliant.
it.
And there's still a couple of things that obviously I don't really care from him. Like when he turns, it's like, dude, it's like a fucking
Milk
wardrobe.
turning quicker.
Yeah, it's like a wardrobe turning. Come on now. It's like moving a fucking cabinet. So, but yeah,
bless him.
Yeah, bless him. But yeah, again, brilliant. And I think that's a player that we really, and I said this last time, so I'm not going to repeat it. But yeah, a player that we needed. So, but yeah, Trossard, another good performance from him. And we were hoping that this was going to be Trossard sort of bouncing back, because I know we've had our questions over our mate Leo, haven't we? And I think if he continues this form for the next couple of matches at least, yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. He's playing for another contract, isn't he, or a move, or something?
I don't care what he's playing
He's
for.
really picked up.
I don't care. I really like it. Give him incentivize him every single fucking match. Give him a weekly contract. Do you know what I'm saying?
He was the fucking incentivized in January, wasn't he? Didn't he get like a pay rise or something? Fucking shit like that, like over 100 grand extra. Like he was shit as soon as he got that pay rise.
Yeah,
and now
he dropped it. Yeah, exactly. And now that 100k is like spent on hookers, and
he's realised, yes, more drugs
on hookers and cocaine. That's why he's got the rings around his eyes.
Totally, mate.
Okay, we're probably going to have to delete that.
We'll fester.
We're going to get done. Yeah, we're going to get done for that. Actually, we probably shouldn't say that. Leo, we love you. Thank you for all your hard work. So,
thank you for looking very tired.
Yes, thank you for looking like a victim of some
Uncle
sort
Fester.
of violence. Uncle Fester. If he goes bald, absolutely, yeah, absolutely, I can see that. But yeah, another good performance. He finds himself there for the assist, and literally on the page where I've written the notes, the page next to it, it says Trossard, great match, and that was the match against Fulham. So I want the next couple of pages to be the same.
100%.
So for me though, Stevie, interestingly enough, we've had some positive talks. Let's just quickly mix it up a little bit. For me, actually, do you know what? Let me know, what did you think of Eze in that match?
I think it was a very similar game to Fulham, where he was a bit anonymous, in all honesty. And I know a couple of people were mentioned on the WhatsApp group, but I felt as though it was crying out for Odegaard or Havertz or someone else just to mix it up. And I thought when Odegaard came on, I know he doesn't do much, he doesn't offer much, but for me, with what you get with Odegaard is you do get a lot of pressing, a lot of intensity, and it just causes a bit of confusion because, I know he's not strong, I know he gets battered off the ball, but Eze was not very good that game, was he? He was. This is the problem with Eze. As much as I think he's a fucking world beater, and on his day he is the X factor, what we need, I think that he's not consistent enough at the moment.
No, he's not at all.
And yeah.
No, absolutely, Stephen. I'm glad that you agree with me on that one because Eze has been good in recent times, so we can't take that away from him. But yeah, in two matches, especially like obviously Fulham match and against Atletico, I feel like he was probably the weakest player on the pitch. It's probably fair to say. He lost the ball a few times against Atletico. I'm talking about. He lost the ball a few times. There was a couple of moments where he sort of stopped to look around, and then the ball got stolen from him. And then you think you're better than this, right? And that's the frustrating part. You are better than this. So it's not a questioning of skill. It's like, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? Are you actually?
I think
tired?
he'll know that as well. He'll know he's let himself down as well as everyone else, won't he?
Absolutely. I mean, you're in a semi-final, second leg, and you've got a young kid now in Miles Lewis-Skelly who's just shown you up, who had a tremendous game in comparison. So yeah, I wasn't a big fan, and a bit disappointed, in all honesty, Stevie, with Eze, especially in the last two matches. I know, like I said, I know he's done well, but disappointed, I think, is the proper word, because you're watching him, or I was watching, I was going, oh, really?
Yeah.
You lost the ball? And that was on a few occasions, and I think once you do that 2 or 3 times, it kind of sets the mood for the rest of the match. And
it does.
Even if he got a couple of goals, I don't feel like there would have been well-worked goals from him, maybe tap-ins. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it felt like. But look, if he got goals and shit, we wouldn't be talking about Eze right now. We'll be talking about, like, shit, Eze got 2 goals. So,
I think you're right. I think just quickly on Eze, I think he was receiving the ball. He wasn't really, his movement was terrible, I thought. I think I was watching it, I obviously purposely watched him. I was seeing, did anyone want to pass to him? And they passed to him, and he would just give it straight back to that player. So he wouldn't do anything, he wouldn't try anything. And then when he did try something, it was all slow and laboured, and he'd have 1 or 2 players around him, and then he'd lose the ball, and he'd look as though he was like desperate to try and get the ball back, and it would just go from bad to worse kind of thing. And yeah, I mean, I know, look, against Fulham, he set up obviously Gyökeres for the goal. That obviously when he set up Saka, that was a forward thinking pass, which I loved. He scored the goal against Newcastle, which was great. But consistency, and this is, if he's getting a 6 and a 5 and then a 10, is that good enough, or would you prefer to get a Rice where he's getting 7s, 8s and 9s all the time? It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because the Mavericks tend to in and out of the game, aren't they? They're never consistently great, but these last 2 performances weren't very good with it.
Yeah, but it's not like he's been on any consistent run throughout the season. Do you know what I mean? It's not like he's had 5-6 matches where Eze has been fantastic. It's always been 1 or 2 max. I mean, that's been the sort of, the longest streak, really. And that's the disappointing part, because like you said, he's got that in him to carry on, but I don't know what happens. Like, maybe he is the type of player where you only play him for 2 matches straight and then you rest him. 2 matches and you rest him. I don't mind that, right? I don't mind that. If that's what it takes to get the best out of Eze, I'd rather do that. Do you know what I mean?
I think he might be dropped for West Ham.
I think so, and personally, I think he should be dropped for West Ham. I think he should be dropped, and I think obviously Odegaard will make his reappearance. We could even rest Rice in this match against West Ham. Maybe Zubamendi takes that place, Skelly plays the other side.
Yes,
potentially.
I don't think they will, though.
I don't think they will.
I can't see it.
So if we play West Ham, and then we don't play till the week after, right?
We play Burnley
the week after, so it's a full week off.
Yeah, like on a Monday, I think. So it's like a 9 days rest or something like that.
Even better. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Then it probably will play a Rice. But obviously, if we are winning, then do you know what? I think Rice will come on second half.
Yeah, he gets tortured, doesn't he, at West Ham, like he did last season?
I think that's why I think he'll come on second half. I think he'll see the game state, and then he'll bring him on. But yeah, okay, that's good. It's a nice little break, and I think the players definitely deserve it after what they did. Well, at the Emirates. I was going to say in Spain, but no, they did it here. So, right. I can't remember where we were now. What was the last thing that we
I think we were talking about Eze's kind of inconsistency.
That's really, right. Eze, oh my God, he was like, that's how bad he was. I forgot that he actually played. No, I'm just kidding. Yes. But it's just disappointing to see it. And especially right now, it's like, dude, we need you to be a little bit more consistent. You need to pull that consistency from somewhere within you. But so for me, I thought he was the weakest player on the pitch on the night. But in terms of everyone else, I'll be honest, I was impressed. Everyone played well. Ben White, your favourite player, Benji played very well. Again, good, excellent link-ups, man. That's what he's got. That's what he brings to the team, and he gets the best out of Saka, I feel, and I love that. And I think Declan Rice is getting a bit of the action on that side as well, as we said last pod against Fulham. And I like it. You know what I mean? It's a good link-up play. I think Ben White is very clever in the way that he runs, and especially when he allows Saka, or he enables Saka to make a good run. So, yeah. Overall, like in terms of the squad, I don't really have anything sort of bad to say about many of them. Like I said, Eze was probably the only standout. And God, I don't even want to say that out loud. Do you know what I mean? It sounds like blasphemous, but I have to. It's real Arsenal talk. Do you know what I mean? It's like we have to be nice.
Speak it.
You have to speak it, exactly. And so for me, I mean, any other player for you? Anyone that sort of in terms of negative, or you felt like wasn't at the top of the game?
I was a bit nervous with our keeper again. Just the odd occasion.
It's a Golden Glove winner, mate. Golden Glove winner.
It's not him. It's the defence and the whole team that's supporting him. But no, I just think him in general is making me a bit nervous with his pass outs and things like that. Especially when we've got. It's not as though we're against Burnley or them sort of lower league Premiership teams. We're against top quality Champions League, perennial Champions League teams. We're not against fucking cannon fodder, and I don't think you should do that. It just unnerves me a bit. So that was a slight dampener on the game, but he wasn't tested much, was he? I don't think he had much to do. In all honesty, I thought the back four did really well. I think you're right about Benny Blanco. I think he's potentially getting a bit fitter, so he's not looking as bad. But I still don't rate him. I think he'll get absolutely tortured against Kvaratskhelia, or whatever he's called. I personally think he'll get absolutely.
I'm going to get you to say it correctly. I'm not going to correct you. So
Kvaratskhelia.
Close. I love it.
Anyway, he'll get absolutely murdered by him.
Yeah, I think so.
He will.
I think so, but I think this is what I mean. Like, he is a clever player. He doesn't just sort of head down, run without thinking about defense. I think it's something that Arteta will 100% tell him. Be like, look, we love the runs, but if you're going to play, then you need to, peel that back a little bit. And I think there's going to be different players at play there. But again, that's something that we can discuss in the upcoming weeks. A couple of weeks.
Okay.
So. Yeah, with the team though, Stevie, obviously there's definitely some room for improvement in certain areas, of course, but, for now, the team has, like we said at the top of the episode, the team has clicked. They understand what they need to do. And again, it's very clear. It's a clear vision now. It's like exactly what you need to do. You've got two things that you need to go for now. One thing, you're in the final, so you kind of have no choice but to go for it. You're not going to neglect it now. And the other thing, you advantage back to us. So yeah, I want that to sort of. I'm sorry. I think that is maybe the reason why these players now are going to be a little bit sort of more consistent until the end of the season. Because they understand it, they get it. They're all on the same page, and So I don't know. How do you see it? How do you see it for the upcoming games?
So yes, it's like the hardest part's done now. So we're in the final, right? It's just one step at a time. I know it's the old cliche of it's one game at a time, but I don't think it matters how we do it. We've got to the final. Yeah, we've played some decent stuff, before Christmas, like I mentioned before. After Christmas, it's been a bit of a slog. But we've got there. It's one step at a time, one game at a time. Regardless of how we do it, we've got to the final. And these next three games, am I worried? Probably I'm a bit worried because, it's in our hands, and I hate that because it's in the players' minds. City play first. City play on Saturday evening against Brentford at home. And you'd expect them to win, which would then cut the gap to 2 points. And then we play on the Sunday. We play with West Ham, who are fighting for their lives. So they know that a draw is not good enough because the goal difference is worse than Tottenham's. So they really do need a win. I know they can probably say, we need a point, but they really need to win because I think they play Leeds, the last game of the season. So how do I see it? I see it like... It's just one game at a time. The Champions League's done and dusted. Put it to one side. Complete and utter focus now. That's all it has to be. I don't want us to sit back. I don't want us to worry about losing. I want us to go out and win it. I know we can probably afford a draw. That's the horrible thing. We can probably afford to do a 0-0 in this game because obviously City drew.
It can't, honestly.
I know we can't, but that's going to be in the back of the players' minds. I want us to go out and win.
I don't think so. I honestly don't think that's going to be in the back of the minds because now I think with the Champions League final in the distant future, for them, in terms of football, in terms obviously because it's not that far away, but like for them it's like, right, that, like you said, that's done now, it's over there. And I feel that's a lot of pressure off them now, right?
Definitely.
It has to be. Yeah. It has to be a lot of pressure. Like even that thinking. I mean, if we're thinking it as fans, like literally, I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, fucking hell, Arsenal in the Champions League final. I actually feel good about this.
No pressure.
Exactly. And you can feel the relief. And I'll be honest with you, right? I'm going to say this out loud. This is going to be out there for people to listen to forever, right? I shed some tears, right? I did. I shed some tears last night when North London Forever came on right at the end.
Yeah.
I did. I really did. But I'm here by myself, so I don't care. Like, I got emotional. So, and this is what it means to everyone. So now that was done. Like you said, it's done and dusted. I'm not even thinking about facing PSG, by the way. Like all the posts that I see on social media, Arsenal, PSG, blah, blah, blah. What's going to happen? I don't care about those, right? That's not in my mind now. Next is West Ham. And I feel like the players are probably going to be the same. Most likely going to be the same. And it could. I don't think he's going to rotate heavily in this match. I think the mainstay is going to be there, but maybe with someone like a Declan Rice starting second half rather than from the beginning. I don't know. But like you said, if there's a break, if there's a week break or 9-day break between West Ham and Burnley, then shit. You can afford to play.
I think it's 7 actually. It's 7 or 8. So what date are we on now?
Today is the 7th.
So we played Burnley on the Monday the 18th. So
a week on Monday. Yeah.
So it's a week. Yeah. So we play Sunday the 10th.
So 8 days.
Then, so it's 8 days. Yeah.
That's fine. It's still a long time, but
it's enough, isn't it?
Yeah, it's enough. So you could afford to really play Declan Rice a little bit more than you probably should. But Zubimendi, he's going to be rested. Luckily for him, Lewis Skelly has sort of given him a bit of a break on that. I don't think there's any risk, by the way. Like just before people start thinking about it, I don't think there's any risk of Zubimendi losing his midfield position role to Skelly. Like I don't think that's going to happen.
Is Skelly injured, by the way? Because he came off, didn't he?
I'm not sure. I don't.
Precautionary.
Yeah, it must be because I didn't read anything afterwards. Right. And it usually will pop up on it, like Skelly injured or whatever. But again, could be someone that he uses because he rests because he knows he's going to rest Declan Rice for the full match. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. But yeah, I don't really want to talk too much about the Atletico match because, like you said, it's happened now, and we are going to Budapest. And well, we're not obviously, but some people are going to Budapest. But yeah, if any listener out there is want to give tickets away for whatever reason, please keep us in mind. We'll pay for them, obviously, when I say giveaway. But yeah. Last night, Stevie, PSG, before we bring it to an end, PSG, Bayern, what do you think of the match?
Exactly what I thought. I thought it's never going to be exactly the same as the 5-4 because it's like they both didn't really have a clue how they were going to play each other. They didn't know each other's strengths, and it was kind of a lot cagier. As much as I think that PSG got all the decisions, I fucking hate Bayern Munich. I just don't like them as a club. I think they're the entitled type of team, aren't they?
They're the Man United of Germany. That's the way I look at them.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah. So it was a bit of a game of two halves, I thought, really. I thought PSG were really good in the first half. Yeah. Really good. They had the chances in the second half, but I thought Bayern obviously did play better. Should PSG have had a player or two sent off? Probably. There's a lot of inconsistencies with results, with decisions and things like that. So as much as I was looking at it in a bit of fear, I was thinking I'd prefer to play PSG, if that makes sense. I don't know why. I think Bayern Munich would have been a harder team to play against.
Same, by the way.
That's me personally.
PSG, I agree with you, PSG. Yeah. That's who I wanted in the final as well. But no, and the thing is, Stevie, you're right, it was a game of two halves, but personally, I'll be honest with you, by the last 20, 25 minutes, I found it quite boring. I was like, come on, nothing's really happening because, again, it felt like they just, it didn't feel like Bayern were fighting for it. They needed two freaking goals. They didn't feel like they were fighting for it. And obviously they got one back, didn't they? Like, what was it, 6-5 on aggregate in the end or something?
Yes.
So yeah, I felt like it was a bit of a boring match. And the fact that Bayern needed to win or needed to find 2 goals, yeah, it was just a bit like meh.
It was.
But one thing well, not one thing, but a couple of things that I took away from that was like, one of them is that I don't feel threatened by PSG like I would like a Barcelona, for example, right? If we had Barcelona in the final, I'd be a bit like, oh, fuck, it's Barcelona, history and blah, blah, blah. They have got some good players. But I don't feel threatened by PSG, right? And maybe that's like, again, exactly like you, maybe that's because we haven't had many dealings with them over the last, 10, 15 years like we have with Bayern. You know what I mean? Obviously, PSG, we beat them in the group stage. They beat us where it matters. So, you can't really gauge too much from that until we start playing each other a little bit more. So, for me, PSG is probably the right team to sort of face in the final. Yes, their attacking threat is phenomenal. Like, it's just phenomenal, by the way. Like, what Doué did a couple of times last night when he just sort of maneuvered past players was... wow. Yeah. But I will say that Upamecano is probably one of the most overrated defenders I've ever seen. Poor Jonathan Tah, who had to basically just run the back line because Upamecano just had no fucking clue how to deal with Kvaratskhelia. He had no fucking idea what was happening in front of him. It's like, dude, right, he's just turned you inside out. You're supposed to be a world-class defender playing for a world-class team. But this is the problem with Bayern, right? Because defensively, that's why the defenders are always quite old, because they don't need to buy new defenders because their attacking threat is so good, they just blow teams away, especially in Germany. But when they come to the Premier League, against the Premier League team like we did, we beat them 3-1. Because they don't understand, defensively, you are not that good. And then when a good team comes along, like an Arsenal, for example, you think, oh, okay, shit, that's how you defend. But, again, attacking, just brilliant. Same with PSG, right? They're defensive, they're defenders. Marquinhos, for example, he's a good defender. But most of the time, he was chasing fucking strikers down the field. And the amount of space, by the way, from both teams, but especially PSG, the amount of space that they were giving away, they were giving away, and the high line that they were playing was this is criminal. You're supposed to defend a 2-goal lead here. This is criminal what you're doing. I get it. It's all for the good of the game and all that shit. But that's, for me, it felt like immature play. Do you know what I mean? It felt like immature tactics. It's like, oh, play a high line. Let's go out there, blow everyone away.
It's all Tottenham-esque, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jurgen Klopp used to do that as well with Liverpool. But if you look back at those Liverpool games, yes, they scored 5, but they conceded 3. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They always conceded. Yes, they had some good defenders, but because that's all they had, one Van Dijk, they didn't have anyone else. So that's why I don't feel threatened from PSG, by the way. So I think we're going to do quite well in the final. I'm going to say it, and I feel quite confident. I feel quite confident because, and especially after that second leg for the Bayern PSG match, because watching them two play as if nothing's on the line. Do you know what I mean? Sort of going at each other. It's like Bayern need to do that. PSG can't afford to do that. But there you go. Anyway. And there was a couple of bits, by the way, where the keeper was apparently told to kick it out to Elise's side.
Yes.
So it goes out for a throw-in for Elise or something. It's like, what? Luis Enrique, what are you doing? What are you doing, mate?
You can guarantee he'll do it against us.
He will do it against us, but unfortunately...
Especially Benny Blanco's at right back, sorry.
I think Benji's gonna have a good game. I'll be honest, I think he's going to be a bit more clever than that. But you say that, sorry, I say that, but then, if he doesn't do well, who the fuck do we bring on? So that's the other problem.
We've got to hope Timber gets a couple of games before the final. But yeah,
Nkapia could play there, maybe?
No, I think Timber's got to be the man. But Mosquera, if it's not, I can't have Blanco. But anyway,
go on.
No, I think with regards to PSG, the attacking threat, like you say, is kind of out of this world, really. The guy on the left, which I won't say his name, and Doué, I said it last night, I said they're on another planet at the moment. But when I watched, I don't know if you saw them against Chelsea and more recently against Liverpool. Yes, they were really good against Liverpool for about 20 or 30 minutes, but in the second half, I think Liverpool completely dominated them. So it's all about weathering that storm, and I suppose that's majority of teams that have got really good attacking players, like Man City, like Barca, Bayern. You've got to weather that first 30 minutes, and I know Arteta's not daft, and I think he'll be well aware of how to play the first 30 minutes, because if we open up to them, they'll pick us off, and unfortunately we will get beat. But I kind of can agree with you in a way. You feel confident, and I understand why, but it's the first 30 minutes for me, first 20, 30 minutes, that if we can manage to weather the storm, which we won't talk about now because it's a bit early, still got the league to play for and that, but that's my personal opinion on PSG, that we've got to weather that first 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, and I think lessons probably learned from the last time we faced PSG in a very important match. So obviously we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, and I'm just happy, man. I'm happy that obviously we're there in the final, and I hope it continues. Really, quarter-final, semi-final, every season. I'm happy with that. That's an improvement. But
it is.
Go on, Stevie. Yeah,
I was just going to say that my negativity is going to come in now. And unfortunately for me, negative. No.
Ooh, do I have to put like some negative music here?
Yes, if you can find some.
What does that mean though? Is it backwards or does it just say negative? I don't know. Maybe just use that. I don't know. Anyway, go on, please. Yeah, negativity. Please do tell.
This is all you get, lads out there. Seriously, what was I going to say? Negative. No, it's just a theme that I feel as though, because we're improving year on year. The year before we got the quarters. Last year we got the semis. This year we got the final. In the league we finished twice. Second. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, that I feel, can you imagine if we lose the league on goal difference and get to the final of the Champions League? It's still an improvement, because it's an improvement from last year and the year before. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we've not won anything yet, and this is my biggest fear, that we get pipped by goal difference.
It's speculation and hearsay and premonitions that are not going to come true.
Do you know?
Which is fair. Look, it's
a potential fact.
It's fair to like sort of think about that, absolutely. And look,
just through our history of
exactly. No, and again, you're not the only one who would think that. But I would say, I don't know, just something about this year just feels a little bit different. Like, especially we had potentially one bad month the whole season. Do you know what I mean? That was April, really. Like mid-March, mid-April sort of thing. That was just very bad. Like, that's where the questions came out. And we weathered that. I think we've come past that now. We're sort of, again, the Premier League's back in our advantage, or we've got the advantage in that race. Champions League final, blah, 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 all that stuff. So, yeah, of course, you're going to think about the negative, Stevie. That goes without saying, but that's not really a negative for the team. That's just...
It's our personal experience, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just, you being a defeatist/sadist.
Yes, I tell you what, we are going to win every game of the season.
Love it.
We're going to win 4 more games.
That's all I need to know. And I'll tell you what then, because we ended it on a positive. Well, sorry, let's end it on a positive. That was it there. Anything else you want to add, by the way, before we do leave? Anything that you want to bring up?
No, like I say, I'm with you on the fact is, look, we're there, we've made it, but we haven't won anything, and we're in a good position in the league.
Yep.
We haven't won the league, but let's just keep our feet on the ground, one game at a time, nothing silly, just steady away, just do our job, and we'll get there.
Absolutely. Love it. Brilliant. Cool. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here, for listening to us. And Stevie with his finger up one more time. No, wait, no.
Big fat finger, sausage fingers.
Yeah,
are we doing any predictions for the weekend?
Oh, okay. All right, let's do a prediction. Please go first, since you brought it up.
So City play first.
Yes.
Are we saying they're going to beat Brentford?
Yeah, I think they're going to take revenge. Not against Brentford, but just in general against the Premier League, because they're against them. No, I think it's going to be like a 3-0.
Do you think it's going to be 5? I think their goal difference is going to get a lot better?
I think it's going to be about 3-0, to be honest. Yeah.
Brentford aren't a bad team, but...
I know, but like City are going to be like different monsters. They're going to be like, we can't let Arsenal win. So,
yes.
I'm going to go 3-0.
Oh, yeah.
3-0.
Wankers.
Well,
I think 5.
You're going to go 5? Fucking wankers, mate. Absolute wankers.
You don't know, do you? You don't know how... Obviously, they're a wounded line at the moment.
Yes.
You don't know whether it's going to play on their minds that it is pressure. They know how to deal with pressure. They know that
And that's
if they have to win every game, they know how to do it.
That's the concerning part. Yeah, that's the concerning part.
If it was the other way around, the league would be over, wouldn't it?
Yep.
If they were 5 clear and we had a game in hand,
I can't even sugarcoat
the league would be over, wouldn't it?
It's done. It's done, Stevie. We wouldn't be having this conversation. We'll be talking about losing the league.
We play tomorrow. We've got to beat Brentford. We ain't beating them, are we?
I don't know. Do you know what? I don't know actually because well, look at the team. Look at the last few results. You know, so
no, but it's not. Let's just just switch positions. Man City 5 clear.
Yeah,
we've got a game in hand. We play first. Pressure or what? Can we do it? No, because it's City. Yes. Look, for a fact. History tells you that we are shit. We crumble. I just don't want us to crumble.
Okay. I'm not going to continue this negative shenanigans anymore, right? I'm going to have to put an end to these shenanigans for sure. So, okay, we will discuss. Okay, so predictions, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, look, we said this about Everton, didn't we? We said City going to beat them, and look what happened. And so who knows? Who knows?
Well, I'm going to go 3-0 City, so there you go. You said 5-0. What about our team?
What about our team? But the thing is, it all depends on what happens with City and Brentford. To me, it does. If City somehow fucking draw again,
and what does that mean? We're going to draw because
the league's done. We've won it.
Exactly, but we need to
comfortably win.
We need to win. Eh? So tell me the prediction for winning.
Right. Let me see it in my mind's eye.
Go on, pull it out the back of your head.
So, like I said to you, West Ham need to win.
Yeah.
They need to win.
Yes.
Is that going to free them up to go for it? Or are they going to be cagey and think, well, Arsenal will pick us off? Are they going to be thinking Arsenal on a high, so we could catch him a bit cold?
If I was West Ham, I wouldn't be thinking that. I'd be thinking, shit, these guys mean fucking business right now. Like, you know, they're already in the final, so they're going to come
for
this.
A point, won't they?
Well, no, they'll be going for the full fucking 3 points. So, you know, but look, West Ham need to win for survival, so we have to assume that West Ham are going to go for it. You know what I mean? And that's even better for us. We should play our hands. Yeah, exactly. So that's what they're going to be afraid of. Well, that's their fucking problem.
I know, but it's our mentality. We haven't won the league, and the story fear doesn't come into it. But anyway,
I hope Declan Rice doesn't miss on purpose. That's what I hope. But there you go. I'm gonna go. Honestly, we're at home. Are we at home or we're away?
Absolutely away.
We're away.
Home and away.
Home and away.
Yes, it's a shit stadium, that, isn't it?
Anyway, I'm gonna go.
There's no atmosphere at all. It's shit.
Honestly, I'm gonna go 3-1 Arsenal.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, there you go. Fucking brilliant. We are good 3-1 Arsenal. So, excellent. Right. Well, we will be back on Sunday evening discussing all the good stuff and all the bad stuff. So, thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you on the next one. Until then, stay safe. Stay alert.
Au revoir. Oui, oui.
Si.
Arrivederci, like mate.
Love it.